Hi everybody, how are you? Let me make sure we're live on our page. That's what we're checking for, Miss Rebecca.
Okay.
Let me see. It says we're going live. Let me see. Casey plans on going live, it says. Let me refresh. I need glasses. Let me see. I set it up earlier. Yes, we're on. There we go. All right, say hello as you're jumping on. I need to shut off my volume. I'm using a different computer than I usually do, so give me 1 second. Okay. Say hello when you're jumping on. I might have to keep refreshing, Rebecca, on this computer. I'm not sure, because I'm not on my normal computer. Ah, there they are. Hi, Luz. Hi, Donna. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Hi, ladies. I'm excited for our week. We're going to have such a great week. Yay. Let me see. Virginia, Monica. Hello. Donna. We're all ready. I have Rebecca on the phone as well, and we have Haley on the back end. We'll have the ladies with us this week also. Today I didn't arrange that ahead of time to have people here with me. So Rebecca's on the phone. Cheryl from Buffalo, New York. Hi, Carol from Eastern Shore of Maryland. I love that. Hello, Doris. Hi, Nicole from Arkansas. Jamie, I'm excited too. Everybody say where you're from. We love to hear what neck of the woods you're from. We're about 45 minutes north of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you're not familiar with us, Finger Lakes region of New York. Hi, Diane. Hi, Teresa Lee. You were. Hi, Shirley from Kentucky. Michelle. Oh, Haley, she said thank you for helping her get signed up. It's going so fast, I can't keep up with it. We'll have to read through everything later. Oh, hello, everybody. Hi, Jean. We are going to have so much fun. Hi, Lori. Oh, my gosh. Hi, Lois. Hi, Deborah. North Carolina. Monica, hello. Miss Lucy, she's North Georgia. Did you guys, hi Veronica, how are you? Althea, welcome. Welcome everybody. Hi Polly, hi Melinda. Melinda's from Florida. Terry Lynn, Tennessee. Connie, hello, you're finally getting to paint again. I love that so much. Hi Miss Sarah, how are you? Susan from Tampa Bay. We used to live in Sarasota, we loved it there. Chloe, and I love that, Kentucky. Lois, you shared, thank you so much. Hi, Kyla. How are you? She's from Canada. Michelle from Indiana. From all over. Oh, hi, Eve. How are you? I'd love to see everyone jumping on. Were you surprised we're like 1 minute early instead of 1 minute late? Hi, Craig. How are you? Hi, Tracy Elsie. How are you? Hi, Carolyn. Tracy, you have one of those names I feel like I have to say the whole name. Hi, Gail from Canada. Hey, Mom.
You're at the studio.
I know, I'm at the studio today. Actually, my husband and I was like, why don't I just film over there for once since we have new Wi-Fi in here. Before we were all extenders because of the size of the studio. And we have a new box. And so we tested it yesterday and we're like, we're gonna film from here. We haven't in a while. Hi, Kim. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Tammy. Oh, so nice to see all of you. Sally, Deb from Michigan. Donna Hicks, how are you? Donna Joe. Sally's from PA also. Yay. Hi, Deb from Canvas. We really do have it. Our membership too is like all over the country in different countries as well. And I love to see that so much. Hey, Tori, how are you? Still in Estes Park on vacation. That's so nice. Hi, Andrew. Oh, you live near us. That's awesome. Hi, Lori. How are you from Indiana? Vicky from North Georgia.
We'll talk about the membership a little bit later, right?
Yeah, I'll talk about the membership a little bit later. Yeah, first time for Mal to join us. Thanks so much for joining us. I can't wait. And as you're jumping on, please keep saying where you're from and what your name is. Well, we have your name, where you're from. And so we can look through those. Tell you a little bit about us. If you're not familiar with us at all, I think we have quite a few people. We have about, I don't know, it's like 3,000, like 3,500 people signed up for the workshop, and so I'm excited to paint with all of you this week. A little bit about us. We have a studio, a beautiful studio I'll show you. This is our studio. We're about 45 minutes north of Pittsburgh, and this is where we teach all different things every single day of the week, just about. And then also we started our online membership during COVID is when we started that. and I have the privilege to work with a group of amazing ladies. We work with about 550 women in a group every single week, and they have my entire vault of paintings. So they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of paintings and stencils and tutorials, but I work with them live every week, which is such a privilege for me because I love them so much, and we inspire each other and we support each other, and we couldn't have like a better group of people to work with. They're our painting family. So we have a painting family here in the studio that we love so much that we get to paint with in person, and I never thought our painting family online could be as close with us as we are with everybody in here, and it's the same. It's the same. And we have a members weekend where they're coming in. So many are flying in next month. It's 1 month away. We're pretty excited about that, where we get to meet so many in person. I have Miss Rebecca on the line. She's our studio manager.
Hi.
And so she is going to let me know any questions that you have and read them out loud to me while I'm painting. And then we have Miss Haley on the line as well. She's on the back end of things. A lot of you know Haley. She's like our customer service like master. She is so great with everything on the back end for our membership as well. And then we have Miss Eliza on the back end, which a lot of you know also. Right here in the studio, we have about, between our in the studio and our off-site employees, we have about 26 people that work with us here. And then we have two special needs employees as well that are like amazing and just light up the room that work with us also at the studio. So you've probably seen Erica and Bobby because we love them so much. Am I missing anything, Rebecca? People that don't know us?
So.
Well, another thing. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I just want to say Lucy asked, so those that couldn't make it today, can they just watch replays later on?
Yes, so you can watch the replay. We're going to leave this on here live. And what we would love, so we're going to have like we have a prize wheel. We have prizes the whole time all week, but we also are offering a prize wheel. So if you share our post, if you hit share, I made a little banner for this. Let me see, I'm a little blind. Let me see here. Okay, so if you hit share, you share this live, you like our page, which a lot of you have liked our page already, and you comment shared, what we're going to do is we're entering you into prize wheels this week. We're going to pick 6 people. So you can enter up to 6 times, 1 for each day that you shared this live, okay? And we are going to give a free month away of HQ, and that's a vault of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of paintings to choose from. Especially fall and Christmas paintings are my favorites, so there's so many in there. And then also $20 Casey cash that goes in our app. So our app is right here. If you don't have our app, you can download it for free do a search for KCK in your app store on Android or Apple, and you can find that there. And so we drop Casey Cash into there. We're also going to be giving away $5 worth of Casey Cash consistently throughout as well. So we'll be doing that. And then also Amazon gift cards as well, and Michael's gift cards, okay? So so be sure to download the app because we deposit your funds in there. Rebecca named the Casey Cash a while ago, not me. But that's also, that's where we have our, all of our kits. We have our aprons, we have our easels on there. And then we also launched our own paintbrush line about a month ago, and our 10-piece set sold out in like 36 hours. And so it comes back in stock next week. They're just assembling them right now. So that's on back order, but they'll be ready next week. But since we have our two-piece set, this is a dome brush that we use for all kinds of things, for like landscapes, for the clouds in the sky, for the grass, for flowers. There's so many, dry brushing. There's so many things we use these for, and they're amazing. So we're going to be giving those away today as well. And you can find all of that on our app. Our paintbrush set's on there. We have a little bit, the reason why we created our own paintbrush set this past, like it was literally, we just got them in, we worked on it all year with the manufacturer because we wanted a little bit stiffer of a bristle, but yet still soft, but can dry brush really well, and I'll show you what that is also, okay? One thing I'm really excited about is as you join us throughout the week, you're gonna see that you can create my entire library of paintings. I seriously have like very simple, easy to follow steps in order to create 3-dimensional very three-dimensional paintings, okay? So this is the painting we're gonna be doing this week. I have a smaller version of this as well. Chris, can you grab that off? He said, he goes, I'm gonna stick around here a little bit, my husband, in case I need anything, and there was something I forgot. But we have a smaller version that's in our members vault that I'll show you as well. But I'm gonna break this down step by step by step. We're gonna do a little bit every single day. And then you're going to see that you are able to paint this. I love to go live because people don't think that you can paint the paintings that we have. And you can. Our members will tell you. Each and every member will tell you. He walks the whole way around so you didn't get in the video. And so we have this smaller version that's in our vault with our membership, okay? And if you're curious about any information we're saying, you can always go to KCKHQ.com. All the ways to paint with us are there as well. Since I'm talking so fast, Rebecca, is there anything that you need to interrupt me about?
I don't think at the moment.
Not at the moment?
A few people just asked how long this membership will be, or how long the video will remain up for the painting, the tutorial.
We're gonna leave it up for a little while. Yeah, we're definitely gonna leave it up for a little while, okay? And I wanted to show you, so I want you to think about this throughout the week, okay? So this is our cover page on Facebook that you can see, like these, I put up a bunch of fall paintings that we have. We can't even fit all of our fall paintings on one page like that, but I want to tell you that you would be able to paint every one of those paintings just from these tutorials this week. You would have so many tools just from what we're doing. Let me show you another one. This is, say, it's holiday paintings coming up. You're going to, you're really going to have good handle on how to build paintings just from this, just one, painting. So I just want to let you know that these are things that you can do. A lot of people say, I can't paint like that. I'm telling you, even if you can't draw a stick figure, you'll be able to paint the paintings. Right, Rebecca? Because that's what Rebecca told me. Yeah, that's what Rebecca told me when she first started painting with me. But if you want to text right before we go live, so, oh my gosh, Rebecca, I didn't send the text out.
That's all right, you got time.
I got time, I'm gonna send it out. Text the word pumpkins to 724-995-0149. I usually send a text out when we're going live. I tell people, I'm like, we don't spam you. Here, we're lucky if I actually send the text out, right? Let me see here. I'm gonna send out something really quick, okay? Because I promised I would. I put this on my phone for this first time. Here we go. Communities. We have to go to the word pumpkins. I'm gonna send a message. We are live. Go to KCKHQ. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, all good. You're good.
We're good. Okay, so the prizes, we already went over the prizes. Okay, so you want to share this while it's live. You want to like our page if you haven't, and then you want to comment, share. Then we're going to enter you into winning a free month of HQ, and then also $20 in KC Cash, and then also we're going to give away free prizes as we go. Okay? Are we ready?
Yeah, ready.
We're ready? Am I missing anything? Like, do I need to answer anything before we start? Oh, there's the text. That's so funny, Robin. See?
Answering stuff.
Oh, I love that, Desi. What was that, Rebecca?
We're answering stuff as we see it, so we're all good.
Okay, you guys, they're laughing at me. I'm sorry about that. Okay, share. Yay. Thank you so much. So if you can share this, we would love that. Actually, another thing that we're doing, and I'll just go over it really quick, is we decided, we know that the economy's tight for a lot of people. We actually have a lot of people too that are on fixed income, they're retired. So we decided that this week we're gonna do a membership drive. And if we get 200 new members, we're gonna bring our membership down $20 a month. If we get 350 new members, it's gonna go down $25 a month. And if we hit, it's going to go down to $20 a month on full cost if we hit 500 new members. So I'll tell you that at the end. I'll talk to you about that a little bit more. But we do have a coupon code that you can try it for $19 for 30 days. So I'll show you that. I can show it to you now, but at the very end I'll show it. I'll go over all this. But I think I saw some questions popping up, so I'll just show that to you. So what we're going to do is by the end of the week, if we get the number of memberships that I can't even talk, the 200 memberships, then we'll drop it down. So hopefully by the time that 30 days is up, that our membership cost will be a lower cost as well, and we can keep it around that price. So that's what we're looking to do. Did that make sense, Rebecca? I have no words.
Totally.
And by the way, you got my out of the shower hair. I kept thinking I could fit in more stuff. I always do that. I'm like, I have a little bit more time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start, I didn't put all the colors on my plate. Everybody has a supply list, okay? And if you don't have all the colors that we have some people that purchase kits, so you would have all the colors. But if you don't have all the colors that we have, you can always mix them, and I'll talk about that as I go. Or you can use something very similar. It doesn't have to be the same. One thing that I do state that helps you a great deal when you're creating art paintings, if you're using craft paint, that is totally fine. You wouldn't have to water it down when we water it down as much. But I do suggest having a thick white. I'm always using a thick white. My favorite out of everything I've used is Lucas. It's a Lucas brand, so I love this so much. But I also like Creative Inspirations. It's a little bit less thick than this, but having a thick white really helps, especially when you're dry brushing or you're trying to chunk on paint too. So I always like to mention that. What I'm gonna start with, I always work from the background forward, okay? So I'm always working with what's furthest away first. I'm working my way forward, and then I'll do the foreground, and then we'll start from top to bottom. It's generally the way we go, unless there's a reason not to do that. So I'm going to start with my white, my black. I have my background colors I'm going to work with is I have my Viridian, which is a teal. I also have a sap green, and I have a phthalo blue. So if you just have a dark blue, that'd be fine. A dark green would be fine, and a teal would be fine. I put a little raw sienna, which is a light brown, and a little bit of cad yellow. This is the cad yellow light hue from Creative Inspirations, in case we are able to get to the base of the sunflowers. And that's why I'm talking so fast, because I know you're here to paint, and so that's why I'm just spewing everything. So I'm gonna go to my easel. I'm good? Okay, so I'm gonna go to my easel here. We have some light hitting that. I'm gonna pop this. Let me go back to here. I'll show this. So these canvas frames, I didn't talk about these. These are on our site as well. My brother actually makes these. And this is my favorite frame for this. And you can pop this out. This is made for 16 by 20 canvases. So I'm just gonna pop that out, and you can change it out per season, which is wonderful. So that's on our site, but I'm gonna throw it up here so I can grab it when I need to talk to you about some things, okay? So I'm gonna go this way. We have a little bit of light on the left side of this canvas, a little bit too bright, okay? Rebecca, just interrupt me if you have any questions whatsoever.
You got it.
Okay, so none yet? All right.
Nope, we're all good.
Okay. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a 1-inch brush to work on my background, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make very light strokes, and I'm going to make a crisscross motion, lifting off, lifting off, lifting off, all right? So I want you to keep that in your head. We even have a banner for that because it's so important to your painting, because then you're going to get a feathered mark, where if I pressed hard and I pulled off, I'm going to have a line there. I'm going to have a mark there. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this background, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to keep it a little bit darker next to the pumpkins and next to the sunflowers. We're going to let some of that black show through. I'll actually pull some black into there as well. A little bit lighter around here. Now, if you want to match your decor, you could, or you wanted a certain shade, you could add a little bit more teal, a little bit more blue, okay? It doesn't have to be exactly like mine. I tell everybody, like, this is your painting, and don't be afraid to change something, because you can always wet your paint towel. We use these paint towels because we can wash them over and over again. We get these on, actually on Amazon, and they're just oil rags. We buy boxes of 1,000, but they have them as little as like a 20 pack. And you can wash them over and over again. So you can wet your paint rag and wipe something right off. If it's still damp, even if it's drying for a little bit, you can usually get it off. If it's dry and you want to change something, you can paint over it. Acrylics are very forgiving. So don't ever be afraid to try something, okay? And don't be afraid to like change up our paintings either, all right? I'm gonna drop this down just a little bit. You should see what's behind me. We had a paint pour class today in the studio. It has to sit and dry for a couple days. They are beautiful. Okay. All right, are you guys ready? I'm gonna start with the background.
Ready, let's do it.
We're ready, Freddie. I feel bad I can't sit there and go through all the comments right now because, hi, Cindy Wolf, I just saw that shared. Thank you so much. Hi, Linda from Georgia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out, I always pull my paint off to the side. This is our 1-inch KCK brush, all right? I'm going to pull a little bit of my Viridian. I'm going to take a little bit of my Phthalo blue. I'm going to put it in this pile. We're going to use more water than paint. We're not going to use like a ton of paint, just a little bit, all right? And I might take a little bit of my white and pull it over here also. Can you see?
Can you move up your plate just a tiny, tiny bit? I know I'm a little delayed.
Move it up?
Yeah, like it's hard to see the brush kind of like down.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's start. I actually want a little bit more blue. We had to change the whole setup in here today because usually I'm actually going to pull this down a little bit. That's why it's up a little high. Because
I didn't mean to interrupt, but that was Viridian, you said, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So usually I paint like facing the front, and there's too much light coming in, believe it or not, from the front windows. So what I'm going to do, and this is going to dry darker than how I'm painting it, okay? And what I'm doing is I'm just lifting off, I'm holding my brush down by the metal, and I'm lifting off, okay? And for those of you who are jumping on, we're going to have prize wheels. Eliza's going to do them every 2 days. You can enter once a day for every time you share our live, and you're going to be entered to win a month of our HQ membership and also $20 in Casey Cash. We're going to give away 3 of those prizes, and then Miss Rebecca's going to give away Casey Cash throughout, and we'll give away some Michael's gift cards. We can email those to you, and also was at Michael's and Amazon. Okay, so I'm pulling in
There's a little bit of a glare in that top
I see it in
corner.
that corner. I'm like, I'm gonna turn this just a little bit. Maybe
it's hard with the sunlight coming in and stuff, I know.
I know, we have light coming in here. When you do a background, it's always like that too, for some reason, like the light hitting it. Okay, so you guys a little bit better? So as I'm coming over here towards the leaves, I'm just going to lift off my pressure. Don't start near the leaves because you want to come over here when you're running out of paint, you know, and then you can just lightly brush in between. If you go into your pumpkins, it's totally fine. This is very loose. We're going to paint over it because we're going to be using thicker paint. It'll cover totally fine. But I'm over here without a lot of paint on my brush. And I might take a little bit of black. It's going to dry a little darker than this also. I'll take a little bit of black in through here as well, okay? Are you able to see a little bit better, Rebecca?
Yes.
Okay. So Rebecca gets stressed just pulling names to give away. She does. She gets a little stressed. And so she's just going to do it random. She used to do like numbers and stuff, but she's going to do a little randomly. So sometimes you can just pull a little bit more green or a little bit more Viridian. It just depends on your, the colors that you like as you're putting it in there, okay? So I'm just going to work this around. I always say just slap it in there, but I want you, every single brush stroke you make, I want you to lift off, lift off, lift off, lift off, okay? I'm putting the tip of my brush, so when I'm getting water, I wish I could like block this right here, like this. Put my hand there. But when I get water, I just put the very tip of it into my cup, okay? I don't put it past the ferrule. Like, you don't want to put your ferrule in the water because it holds water. Especially the older your brush gets, the more water it holds. And it could drip out onto your canvas, which you definitely want to wipe off right away, okay? So I'm going to go around. I'll work on this side. There's someone at the light blaring their music. Rebecca, do you want to give away some Casey Cash?
Sure.
I still feel funny saying that.
Give me 1 second. I am copying a link for somebody.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about our membership drive. We haven't opened up for our membership drive. We haven't done one probably since last fall, right, Rebecca? I think it was last fall.
Right.
And so we're excited. I think that those of you that join us, you're gonna love our members. They inspire you every day, and everybody's so kind. They literally have become our family, and they welcome members with open arms. They're fantastic. I can't even tell you. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of do this the whole way around. I do want you to, we're gonna stop right underneath the pumpkin. It's a little bit too much water. Chris, are you still in there?
Yes.
Would you want to grab me a black apron? Because I actually have jeans on that don't have paint on them, which is shocking.
You still have a glare in that corner, but you can always, I guess, pick the painting up and show it a little bit closer and set it back on, I guess.
Yeah, let me, I'll stand up really quick, and I'm wondering if I stand up. Actually, let me just put my whole easel up, okay? I'm gonna lose you for 1 second. I'm gonna go back here so you don't have to deal with like the ruckus. Let me, I'm gonna pull this up and maybe I'll stand up, and then I have my lighting down where I'm at, you know, where I usually film, but
Oh, right.
yeah. So let me see. Oh, it's much better up here. I'll stand up and paint for a while. How's that? Okay?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
I think that's much better. I'm good now, Chris. Now I'm sorry. You got me an apron. He said that it's going to be really hard for him not to eat all the snacks. Now I can see better too. Oh, a little bit more blue in here.
We're going to have to rip the snacks off.
Yeah, because we moved the snacks into this side of the building, and he's real close to them. He's been trying to be really good. So funny. But everybody's background, so when we do these loose backgrounds, we have a lot of loose backgrounds, all different colors in paintings, okay? And when we create them, everybody's a little bit different, and they all look so beautiful. So even myself, like when I'm painting, and our ladies tend to know this, I don't really reference the original painting too much. I actually go by my feel on this painting. You know, it's always very similar, of course, but I might be pulling in a little bit more of one shade than the other. You want to use a little bit of water. Remember, don't come close to your objects until you're running out of paint. Don't start your paint right there, okay? So lift off, lift off. If anything's too bright, so what you want to do is you want to, I'm going to just turn this way. You want to make sure your eye's not drawn to something, like that you don't have this big bright area that your eye's drawn to. So whenever you're working on a painting, you want to make sure that people look at your painting all together initially, and then look at all the cool aspects of your painting. Okay, so make sure that your eye isn't drawn to the background, all right? I'm trying to keep my hand down here for you.
Casey, somebody asked if there's a way the picture can be bigger. It's freezing when she turns the chat off. Not sure about that.
How my picture can be bigger? Like how she's viewing the picture?
I'll try to get a little bit more info here.
Yeah, so I will zoom in when I'm working on smaller things. Right now, I'm not going to zoom in because I'm just going to whiz around this. Oops, it's a little bit bright. I'm just grabbing a little bit of black, guys, whenever you do something like that. Get a little bit of black, and I'll just move it around, all right? I'm just going to pull this up into this area a little bit, all right? But yeah, I will zoom in. So they can enlarge, so they can hit that little square on the bottom right-hand side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they can enlarge it. They don't have to look at it small on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, they can.
Enter full screen. I think there's 2 arrows.
Yeah, enter full screen. So that's what you want to do. And also, this will be.
People are saying it freezes on full screen, so.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I'm not having an issue when I enter full screen though. So maybe if we refresh.
Oh, that's a good idea. So I'm just brightening some areas. You see how it dries so much darker. And then you can always go back. I'm just grabbing the same colors. As I'm coming down here though, I don't want to get it too bright, all right? And I don't carefully outline everything because I know that my other colors, I can go right over it and it would be fine, all right? So this is something where you can just, you know, paint in very loosely. Where I feel like it's getting too dark, I'm just gonna grab a little bit of my white and it's very little paint. So that's one thing about learning when you're painting for the first time. You have to learn how much paint you have on your brush, and you want to learn like how much pressure you're putting on your brush as well, okay? So this is very light. Once this dries, you know, I might make this a little darker down the side. So I want this pretty dark right in this area. It's going to get shadow right before we come down pretty far, okay? So I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna move this down just a touch so you can see, okay? So right around mid-pumpkin here, I'm letting you get a little bit darker. I'm moving my brush in all different directions. What you want to not do is you don't wanna be going just in one direction. You wanna be lifting off very lightly, moving all around, okay? So we have that on that side. And then over here, I'm just gonna brighten a couple of areas to kind of, you know, go along with that. So I want a little bit of brightness up here. Move this up. So as this dries and we add some more color to it, you'll be able to see it a little bit more. We'll get the light adjusted for the week here, but I actually think once we're past this background, you'll be all right. Okay, so I'm just scrubbing in a little bit of watered down paint so I have some highlighted areas as well. Okay. I see what you mean though. I look in the iPad to see what you see. Okay, so now I'm gonna come down here and I want that to like fade to black as well down this side right here. All right. So tell me, did you all have great weather today? We had this amazing weather today.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh, I had to sneak the dogs out a couple of times because I was like, it's so nice. And I think just a couple more spots. When you're making your paint thin down by the water like that, you don't want it running, but you want it to go on real nice and easy. Sometimes you have to go back and add a little bit of color to it because it will dry pretty dark. Now we have this space right in here that's pretty dark, okay? So I'm not gonna add much white to it at all. Rebecca, what are you doing over there?
Sorry, I'm typing. I'm putting back on mute.
Okay. It's loud typing.
I know. The way I look the phone up, it's like
I
thing. My bad.
gotcha. Okay, so here we go. Just a little bit of color right there, all right? So then we're gonna go to the foreground, which I think we can probably put it back down. I always love to stand and paint, but it'll be too much moving around to be easier for you. So I'm gonna come here. Let me know if you have any questions before we move on with this part, all right? So I'm gonna hold this way. All right, so you can see there's not a ton of color to it, okay? Just a little bit. So now we're gonna work on the foreground. So you let me know if you have any questions at all, okay?
Okay, a few people are having issues finding the supply list and the tracer, so I am replying to them with links, but I didn't know if you want to say it on here, just in case.
Sure. So if you go to, did everybody sign up and get your own free library? Because it's in there first. So if you want to go, hold on 1 second, so I can get this for you. But if you go to kckhq.com, okay, you go to our page, scroll down to the middle, you can sign up for a free library, and it'll drop in the stencils and the supplies list for you. Is that what you wanted me to do?
Yes.
Okay, so it'll drop it in for you, and then you'll have an email instantly, like within a minute, that has a link to your free library. A lot of times you have to look in your spam or your promotions folder, but it automatically gets kicked back to you, okay? And you can print out your stencils. So, and I also have a video in the, if you go to the event on the top of our page, it's pinned at the top of KCK HQ on Facebook. If you go there, I have an event where I have the how to trace the stencil in there. Also, there's a video on how to put the 6 pages together, how to use your carbon paper and how to trace that. So that's in there as well, okay? So if you need it, go ahead and grab it there.
Sandy asked, what colors did you use for the background again?
So the background, I used white. I used a teal, which is, we call ours Viridian, which is a Creative Inspirations teal. I used a phthalo blue, which is a dark blue. So there's my phthalo blue. Here's my teal. I have a little bit of, I have a little bit of sap green right here, and I have a little bit of white. Every once in a while, I pulled in a tiny bit of black. If you look at my plates, you're gonna see that I always pull my paints off to the side. And that way, you're really, I always put out way too much paint. You're just using very little paint to create the painting, believe it or not, okay? Any other questions, Rebecca?
Yeah, there was one. A few people said they had to go to their spam folder to get the library.
Yes. Yeah. Let me see here. The library is such a nice thing. Thanks so much, Desi, I'm sorry. Let me see. Let's start. Anything else?
I have a couple prizes I'd like to give away.
Okay, I love that. Go ahead.
Okay. So Rosemary Riker. We will be giving Rosemary Riker $5 in Casey Cash.
Okay, so we're gonna put that up. And that's if you go to the app and you sign up for free. So in the App Store, you can just search KCK and the app's there. And so what we'll do is tomorrow we'll drop $5 Casey Cash in there, and you can use it at any time. You don't have to use it right now. You can use it towards brushes, the kits, or anything like that. Okay?
Okay. Michelle has said, I only have Deco Art paint. Will this work for me?
Yep, you'll be totally fine. You're gonna use less paint, less water though, okay? And you use the closest colors to it. So what's nice about our library, is when we actually created our entire platform, it took over a year to house. We have 1,600 videos, believe it or not, in there. And it took a year to build it. And we even have color swatches in there. So if we have links to everything we use. And then we also have color swatches so you can match up any paints that you have to it if you wanted to use a similar color. So you can look on the left side of your library and click on the colors, and it's going to give you a swatch for it. Okay, so you can match up your Deco Art paints. Yep. And that's for that's for every single one of our tutorials. We have that. We have links to everything, and then we have those so you can match up what you have. We don't want people to have to buy things if they don't have to. The only thing I suggest is down the road, if you want to get, there's smaller bottles of this, of course, like a thick white paint, okay? I get this from jerrysartorama.com. Okay. Any other questions?
Okay.
You have another prize?
Yes.
I'll try.
Sorry, I was responding.
That's okay.
Bev Sizleski wins her $5 on Amazon.
Nice. Congratulations, Bev.
Lost my pen.
Anytime you win something, what she's going to do is she's going to reply to your name, and she'll put a Google form, and then you just put your name, email, and what you win onto that Google form, and it'll come to us, and we'll be able to get you your prize, okay? Remember, if you're just jumping on, to make sure that you share the live. If you haven't already, you want to share the live, like the page, comment, shared, and then you can have a chance to win a month of our membership and $20 in Casey Cash. We're going to be giving away 3 of those prizes, okay? So what we're gonna do next is we're going to go to the foreground, okay? See how much darker that dries on a black canvas. If you don't have a black canvas, just get your black paint. You can water it down and use it like gesso. Gesso is a very thin based acrylic paint that you can put 2 coats on, or you can buy a black canvas, okay? If you don't have gesso, you just use acrylic paint, water it down a little bit, take a big brush and put 1 coat on it, let it dry for 5 minutes and put the other coat on it. Then you would transfer your stencil, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah. Do you dip your water each time you go into the paint?
So I do a lot, yes. So you'll see me where I put the very tip of my brush in my water. I don't submerge it like I said, okay? I only submerge it when I wash it, and which I try not to wash it too often. And then I put it in that, you know, I pull it into that side pile of paint, you know, so I have it nice and thin and that background went on nice and easy, okay? Not always do I pull water, but I'll talk you through that when I do, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty? You like that? I like these big glasses, by the way. They look a little crazy, but I like them.
They're cute.
I ordered progressives. I'm like, I'm gonna do the progressives finally. They made me dizzy, so I sent them back, and they're coming back as readers. Also, I can't use those progressives. I don't know if anybody else is like that. All right, so we're gonna start on the bottom, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our 1-inch brush. We're gonna get our sap green, a little bit of white, okay? A little bit of white. So you can cheat if you have mint green, because mint green is that. After you put white into sap green, you have mint green, all right? So our strokes are gonna be going left to right, right to left, all right? We need to leave a little bit of a shadow underneath our sunflower here as well. A little bit of a shadow underneath our pumpkins also. And then we'll put our straw in there and our leaves and things like that later. Don't stress over the leaves. Like we have this one, she's a member in the group and also in the studio. And she doesn't like leaves. She makes them beautifully, but she stresses over them. I'm also, you know, I'm gonna grab a little bit of my Viridian, my teal, and I like to gray that down a touch with a little black sometimes as well. So I'm just putting the corner into my black and pulling it over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start like right in the middle. I'm gonna take off my pressure as I come up towards the pumpkin, okay? Very light strokes. I'm using the wide part of the brush, but you can flip it to the skinny part as well, all right? I'm gonna gray it down a little bit more right here. I don't want it to be so bright, but it will dry a little bit darker, okay? I'm using a touch of water in there. You see, just a touch. And I'm pulling this across. I like it a little bit muted, so hence the black. Take your pressure off. Don't go up here and outline those things, the items like the sunflower and the pumpkin. I want you to take your pressure off, okay?
Casey, I just want to interrupt you real quick. Debbie said she just got new glasses, and they're pretty much just like yours.
Oh, no way! I love these glasses. They're those Look Optic glasses. I wonder if you have the same ones.
Teresa said it takes some getting used to, but they're great, the Progressives glasses.
Tried.
Sarah Murdoch loves her Progressives.
See, I need them.
They make her dizzy.
Yeah, that's why. So I tried for like 2 days. I really tried this past week. I did, and I felt like I was getting a headache and I was a little dizzy. And I know it would be wonderful to just be able to leave the glasses on, you know. But these Look Optic ones are clear at the top, so at least I don't have to take them on and off as much, you know. But I'm just graying this down. I feel like the green I made too bright, so I'm just graying it down.
Yeah, it's coming across a little neon on the screen. I know that happens in the studio too.
Yeah, it'll dry. Greens always look brighter, like when we, even up on all of our TVs here when we teach, same thing. I'm going about halfway in between the pumpkins and the bottom, okay? And also you wanna pull where I'm lifting off my pressure. You wanna pull this out of your easel. I don't lock things in my easel because you'll see sometimes I turn my canvas sideways. I have a very extensive spinal cord injury, so I always try to paint how I'm most comfortable also. So I don't lock mine in, which means I have to take it out to get this last like 1/8 of an inch down here or 1/4 of an inch, or it won't look finished. So I want this to be a little darker, like as it comes into there, because it's going to have a shadow, you know, underneath the hay and the leaves and everything. Okay. So it's not going to, you're not going to have a lot of color as you come over to this side, all right? As it gets darker outside, you can see everything a little bit better. You know, it's funny how the daylight screws up filming, you know?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, I like to actually, I have an office upstairs, a filming area up there too, but I actually like to film on my home studio the most because I can have the lighting just right. So I'm gonna take my pressure off as I come up through here. But every once in a while, I have 2 little Shih Tzus, they bark, and I just thought maybe we'll go without that today.
Ron asks if you're making horizontal strokes for the foreground only.
Yes, so these ones are horizontal, the ones in High Robin, and the ones up top, they're crisscross. So here they're left to right, right to left, very light strokes. I even talk about this with my younger students. If they're pressing hard right here, you're gonna see every single stroke. It's not gonna feather off like this too. Your pressure is really important when you want that to fade to dark, okay? So let me tell you how to correct that if it's not fading to dark. What you would do is you would wash your brush, okay? You'd wash your brush and then you'd pull out some black, all right? And you would start up here and then you would take your pressure off as you come down through here. So then you would get your shadows that way. And it's okay if you have to do that because those are the things that, you know, that come as you paint more, that you're gonna learn how much paint you should have, how much pressure should be on your brush, okay? So don't stress about that at all right?
I got another question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Michelle asked if you paint your edges of the canvas.
So on a black canvas, I do not. But if I'm using a colored canvas, sometimes if I'm using a white canvas, I'm sorry. If I'm using a white canvas, I'm using colors that I feel would look nice wrapped around the sides. I do. Sunsets, I love to wrap around the sides on a white canvas for sure. Okay. So I actually do need a little dark brown on my plate, which is, I should have taken the apron from you, Chris, which is my creative inspirations.
I had a feeling you were going to be regretting that.
Yes, because then I sat back down. So let me just wash off my pants. I actually shook the paint bottle and it went. Why would I wear clean pants to the studio? Good jeans. Okay, so what I'd like to do next is let's get in. You could do one of two things next, okay? We can work on these leaves that are out here, all right? Or we can start getting in a base for the sunflower petals as well. So let's work on the leaves a little bit, okay? I'm gonna grab my apron really quick, all right? Did you take it back away, Chris? The apron. Oh, okay. Any questions when putting the apron on?
Barbara's Country Treasure, she said, I will check later, but can you tell me how much the frames are? I was currently trying to look that up.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'm getting some issues.
Sure. So the frames, I can go here. We have all different sizes, but the ones that fit the 12 by 12 canvases, let me think, 12 by 12, 10 by 10 canvases, those are 32. The ones that are 14 by 14, 12 by 16, and 10 by 20, they are 42, and the large ones that fit these 12 by 16s, 16 by 20s that I just had are 55. We don't make
any. And they're all beautifully handmade by your brother, right?
They are. I can show you something really quick. Yeah. Let me grab. We have an entire wall. I told him to get us stocked up for fall, so he's been working on that. So I'm going to snap this in the back of this. So this is a black one, black 12 by 16. And so, but he has all different ones. He has distressed, the gray, distressed, light ones, dark ones. He has burnt wood. He has that dark wood stain also. But now, so what had happened was I had to make a frame. I wanted to make a gift for my mom from the two of us. And he's a woodworker, and he wants to do that when he retires in the next few years. And so I painted Santa. I did that Santa's workshop this last year. And I was like, can you make me a frame for Santa? And he did. And it was so gorgeous. And so some of our members wanted it. And then I couldn't see any of my paintings without them now. So you'll see throughout my whole studio, like I have frames on everything. Like I made my mom, the next thing we made her was, we did a workshop in our membership on the German Shepherd. And then I can't see it without a frame on it too. Our studio doesn't profit from that at all. I just thought that they looked really nice, you know, with.
And they like finish the painting.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, now I can't see. I honestly can't see it without it. I can't. Okay, so what we're gonna do next? Let's get into the centers of the sunflowers first. Let's get a coat on there. Yeah, so let's do that. I'm gonna get a 1/2-inch flat brush. All right. So a 1/2-inch flat, all right? So let me go back to my easel. Let me know if you have any questions at all right?
Bev was just saying the black on the smaller painting is beautiful.
Ah, thank you, Bev.
And Michelle Landry said, I never knew you could put them in a frame.
Well, you know what? I asked him to, I didn't even know if stuff like that were out there. I asked him to just make it. And so I'm sure there's other things out there somewhere, but he just started making them for us. And then it never ended because people buy them from our classes and online as well. So this just started last December. And I love them. So,
and the way the back of the frames that he makes them, like you can pop stuff in and out, like you can change them with the seasons. The canvases. Yes,
you can. I love that so much. I want them on every painting anymore. I'm terrible about it. So Van Dyke brown right here. I took a little bit of white. Any dark brown will do. A little bit of white. I have a 1/2-inch brush. Okay, flat brush. You can use an angle brush if that's what you have. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the center of the sunflowers. I'm going to pull this around. I'm going to follow the shape of what I'm working in. And I'm not going clear to the chalk line, all right? So I'm gonna lift off, and we're gonna get this base in here. I'm gonna pull a little bit more white once I get that in there. Very little paint. You see how much paint's on my brush? Very little, that's the back of it. So another trick to this too, when you're kind of dry brushing, you're not using a lot of paint, is you wanna hold it at an angle. You don't wanna hold it straight up like this, you wanna hold it at an angle. So you're just pulling that across the back. I'm gonna wipe a little bit of that off. So a little bit of paint and you're following the shape. I want a little bit brighter in the center. So when something's brighter in the center, it's going to tell your eye that it's closer to you, which will make your eye think that that's, round the way we're putting the paint in there, okay? It either is going to it could tell your eye that that's, the light's hitting that, or that it's closer to you, okay? So a little bit of highlight on that goes a long way. That's not the only step on there. We're going to use the dome brush. If you don't have the dome brush, I'm going to show you how to use your round brush to put some other markings in the center, okay? So I'm going to grab my Van Dyke brown here, a little bit of white here, and then I'm going to do the same up here, all right? So I'm going to follow my shape. It's going to be a little bit brighter up here towards the top. Don't start at the bottom because it's going to be darker at the bottom. The light wouldn't hit it as much. We'll talk a little bit about light as well, because a lot of people struggle to see like where the light would hit on certain things that I'm painting as well. So I do like to talk about that a little bit. Okay, so lift off. This is my lightest touch with my brush at an angle. Very, very light touch, okay? Light touch and the smallest amount of paint. You see that? It's almost dry, my side pile, almost dry. All right, so I'm gonna start here, towards the top. Always start where it's going to be brighter, okay? So I'm starting towards the top. I'm taking my pressure off as I'm coming down here to be shadow, okay?
Which size brush are you using?
I'm using the 1/2-inch flat brush, okay? And then I'm going to grab a little bit of white. This is from our brush pack for those of you that have them from the first time around. For those of you that just got on, we did launch our brush line last month, but unfortunately, like our 10 pack, which is right here, sold, not unfortunately, but sold, we have 10, and these are the main brushes we use for everything, and I added a couple others that I thought would be good too, but our 10 pack sold out in like 36 hours. We were crazy people in here. And then we have our 2-pack dome brush, and I'll show you what this does in a little bit as well, okay? These we have in stock, and then the 10 packs are coming back next week. So if you put in a pre-order in there, it'll get shipped sometime next week. I'm gonna move over here and I'm just gonna lift off. Our brush was a little bit different from most. We actually had them made a little bit stiffer of the bristles, still soft, really great for dry brushing. Your brush doesn't become soft and soggy. I love that so much.
Casey, which colors are you using for the center of the sunflower again? Somebody missed it, and I did also.
Okay, Van Dyke brown and white. So a dark brown and a white. Okay? So
Thank you, and that's a very dry brush.
Yes,
Like,
very little paint. I'm going to show you. It's like the smallest amount of paint. Small amount of paint. Always thinking brighter towards the top where the light would be hitting, okay? We are then going to set this brush aside. I'm not going to put it in water. What time are we at? We're almost an hour. Okay.
It is 8:54, yeah.
Okay. Wouldn't you be shocked if I got off in close to an hour? Usually we're like, in the membership, we're like, let's paint some more, you know? So we paint like full tutorials in there a lot. So this is the smaller of the two of the dome stencil brush. I'm going to show you one easy thing to use it for, but I'm also going to show you how you can use a rake brush if you wanted. You could also use a round brush, which is a pointy brush, if you wanted to as well, okay? So I'm going to wet that.
Can you tell us when you use the back side of the brush and when you use the tip of the brush?
So when I'm using the tip of the brush, I'll turn this way. When I'm using the tip of the brush, I'm usually making an edge, and that's when you can hold it straight out when I'm making an edge. When I'm trying to, especially lightly and not put a lot of paint, that's when I'm holding it like at an angle like this. I'm not straight up like this. I'm like this, and I'm dragging the back side of it, and I'm lifting off when I'm doing that because that'll give a feathered mark, okay? So if you lift off very lightly. Also, if you tend to be heavy-handed with the paint or the brush, wipe it off on your paint towel or the side of your plate before you bring it to the canvas, because it'll make a huge difference, okay? Okay? Is she still with us? Okay. All right, so I'm wetting my dome brush. So if you don't have one of these, it's totally fine, but I want to show you something that it does do, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of my white and a little bit of my raw sienna, which is a light brown. All right, I'm going to just tap. I'm going to tap a little bit in there. This is a stiff, like hog bristle dome brush, okay? Dome meaning it's round and very, very stiff. It's put together like there's a ton of bristles in there. I'm going to start inside the black, and I'm just going to lightly tap, and you can put in your center so fast with this, and you can put in like kind of like a row. You know how you have those like rows of seeds, and you can put in a row. So if you tap too hard, you can always just tap a little bit of black in between them, okay? So I'm just raw sienna, which is light brown, and a little bit of white, all right? So I'm just going to tap around this as well. Just roll it. Instead of moving my hand, I'm rolling it just slightly on my middle finger, okay?
So Casey, you don't paint up to the edges?
No. So what we're doing with the chalk lines right now, or your carbon paper lines, is that you're staying in from them. And we're going to use that. I'm going to show you why. Let me grab an example, okay? So here, you can see that we need dark around here. That's going to add dimension. Because it's so dark, it's going to make your eye think that that goes back right there. So that's really important. So when we wipe out that chalk line, you're going to have black right there, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes, totally.
Okay. We're going to miss Rebecca. She goes on vacation later this week.
I am going to miss you, but I'm actually really excited for the beach.
I'm sure you are.
And my first order of business is to get a public sub and get a rum bucket from the bar.
That's so funny. She's been on an antibiotic because she tried to save these cats and these wild cats, and one like flipped out, and she's been on this antibiotic, and All she wants is just a glass of wine to unwind the day.
It's been a rough.
Yes. I gave her a bottle of wine. She couldn't have it.
I can't wait to drink it. Nancy said, what brush can you use if you don't have a dome brush?
That's what I'm going to show you on this next one down here, okay? So the dome brush makes it super quick, but if you don't have one, this is what we're going to do, all right? So,
couple questions. I don't want to forget them. This isn't pertaining to the painting.
Sure thing.
But Trish asked, when are the new brushes coming out, and are they different from the first set? And Lynn also said, I bought the first 10-pack of brushes, and the name wasn't quite right. Are these brushes different?
Yeah, that's why I had told everybody about that, because the name came out a darker pink on there. And so there are a few differences in this second batch. I went over with whenever we launched the first packs, and I actually reduced them a little bit because the print on them didn't come out bright like we wanted. So we changed it to silver because when they baked them, it baked too dark. Like we wanted a hot pink on there initially. The other thing is the ferrules. They were supposed to be nickel and they were aluminum, so we changed that.
Wait, what is the what? The ferrule?
The ferrule is the metal part on the brush. And so there was, there'll be nickel, which adds a tiny bit of weight to the brush, which I like. I like a little bit more weight to the brush. I'm a little picky about brushes, and especially because we wanted them perfect. Not that, although everybody that bought the first packs loved them. Like we got rave reviews, and I've been using them for months, and I love them also. But I made some tweaks. The 1 inch and the 1/2 inch are a little bit bigger. And then the bristle is it's a slightly different bristle. So it's coming next week. I'm so excited about it. So excited. Was there another question? Did I miss it?
No, that was good. They were kind of like 2-in-1 questions.
Oh, okay.
Jeannie said, I love that you're left-handed.
Yay, thank you. I'm right-handed with oils though.
Ooh.
With a palette knife, I'm right-handed. I was seeing if I brought a rake brush with me. Let me pull one out of a packet. Yeah.
Dome brush is similar or same to a stencil brush?
So ours might be a little different by the way it's built. A lot of times a stencil brush is flat. And it has a different, ours, I'm going to hold it up. Let me grab a clean one. Here's one of our bigger ones. I've been using them a lot, as you can tell. And the way they're shaped is a little bit different. Also, I haven't found a stencil brush that is really packed with our bristles like this. And our bristles are super stiff and tons in there, but also soft at the same time. It's hard to explain. But yeah, a little bit different. Let me get into this pack because I didn't bring a rake brush up here. I'm too lazy to go over to the brushes. So I'm going to show you. You can use 1 of 3 brushes to put these in, okay? So you can use a round brush with a point on it. You can use the tip of your fan brush. You can use a rake brush, or you can use a dome brush like I showed you, okay? So there's always ways. When we started out, with our painting business, we didn't have every brush under the sun. You may do. We may do with I think 3 or 4 brushes. Now we'll give people 8 brushes, so you don't need all those brushes. But I do like how you can make things easier to do and quicker to do with certain brushes. So I love that. Easiest route I love. So with a fan brush, what I would do is I would only use this corner right here, okay? And then you can just lightly tap around in the center, okay? So I don't generally do this, but I'm just showing you in case, it's something you want to try. So you can tap around that way. I'm going to throw that in my cup. Rake brush, whoops, what did I do with it? Rake brush we've used a million times for centers. Before we had the dome brush, we used the rake brush. Rake brushes look like they're chewed, like they're cut into a little bit, and they're fabulous. Hold on, I just got to put it on. And so what you do there is just a very light tap, and I kind of move the brush around a little bit in here so it doesn't make a line, so you can lightly, and that's so you don't have to, if If you go in here with a round brush, you're gonna have to tap so many little dots. And so to me, that's not, I like to do things a little quicker, but you definitely can. You don't have to have all of these tools, you know, it's up to you. But a rake brush, you'll see many, many tutorials that we have where we're using a rake brush for our sunflower centers, because we have so many sunflower paintings, it's crazy. So I also like to, when I do these sunflowers, yeah, then I go in, I'm just gonna keep with the rake brush. So the round brush, you can just tap lots more dots in there. So if you had like a pointy brush, you're just gonna tap, like you're gonna get a round brush right here. You can use a small one, you can use, you know, a bigger one, and you can just, you know, tap, you know, direct dots on there, okay? You just have to do it many times. But you want to, I would like to, when I do this, to add a little bit more. Do you remember day you don't have your words? I'm like that today, Rebecca. And so,
Yeah.
So I would tap a
I'm trying to
little.
copy links.
I know you're doing a lot of stuff. I know.
I have the ADD. Katrina said she can't see the bottom. And I also cannot, but I'm just now seeing
Do you want me to go up again, like this one right here? You guys didn't see me put this in?
Either tilt the device down.
I do have it on it.
Sorry, I'm on a delay with the video.
Oh,
okay, there we go.
Yeah,
That's
so I
better.
just like to tap in the center and make it a little bit dark again. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
no, you're fine. Faye was just asking, are you tapping in the center or on top of white and what color?
So with the black, I'm tapping right in between where I put the highlights, okay? So I'm just darkening that in the center, okay? I'll go up to these ones right here. That's the only thing about working on a bigger canvas. When you're filming, you have to move around the camera so much. So you can tap black right in the center, and then you can also tap black in between, like your seed, you know, your rows of seeds like that. And you don't want to add too much detail here. Your eye isn't going to go here on the painting. More people will look at your petals than they would look at this, okay? Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Okay. All right. So, do you guys want to do some? We can move on tomorrow. So we can do a little each day. What do you guys think? The one thing
I love them.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna move this up for a moment here. I'm gonna go to the bottom. I want a little bit more mince, so I'm gonna pull. I don't like to do anything off screen when I'm painting something with our membership, like never. So you guys see everything that I do. So I want a little bit more, like I have my white, my green, a little bit of black, and I want a little bit more of a brighter color right here. I'm gonna brighten that back up. I know.
Are you still using your 1/2 inch flat?
I just grabbed my 1 inch, going.
Okay.
That's what we used down here earlier. But if you wanted to use a 1/2 inch, you could. The only reason why I'm not is because it's less strokes. So our members will hear me say, like, I like the biggest brush for the job, but you have to make sure you're comfortable with that brush. If you look at when I'm painting this as well, my hand's not straight up. My hand is at a side, you know, I'm pulling this across, so the back of my brush, you know, I'm using the paint from the back of my brush. Remember, we need the shadows underneath the pumpkins and the sunflowers, okay?
Shelly asked, why are we adding black?
Why do we add black to the sunflowers? That's because in case you went, you know, through that area, you don't have to add the black to add shadows in the seeds, in between the seeds. It's up to you. So I'll show you here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So right here, so I just have a little bit of a shadow in between. That's all. You see that? Yeah. Just so, here's the other thing. Actually,
You know what? Keith, you haven't said one time, trust the process.
trust the process.
Because
Yes.
this is not the final product, like this isn't even close.
Oh yeah, so let's talk about that. I'm gonna add a little bit of raw sienna to this because I feel like it was too much got too much white. Once I pulled the sample down, I was like, I could use a little bit of
And that's like
that.
a milk chocolatey tan color.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about trusting the process a little bit, okay? Because it is, it's gonna make a huge difference. So anybody that's painted with us, like even 1 or 2 times, you're gonna realize like there is a method to the madness. I have reasons behind building the paintings. This is why someone popped this back in here. So on how I build the painting. So one thing also is that I don't leave anything all one shade, because if you have something all one shade, it's gonna look flat, okay? But if you have, you know, highlights and lowlights, and you have, you don't have to have detail in there. I didn't like put this in there, but you don't have to have detail in there, but you do have to have, I would even like to squint my eyes and look at something at a distance, like across the road there, right there. I'm looking at the post office. I'm looking where the light's hitting the walls and where it's dark. So I think about that every time I'm painting, because I want my eye to think something's closer, further away, and it has a little bit more dimension to it, that those, you know, the dark seeds go in a little bit further, like they're a little bit more recessed, stuff like that. But whenever someone first paints with us, they're nervous and they think in 5 to 10 minutes. I give a speech every time I teach a class. Online, I don't do it as much anymore, so I'm glad you brought that up, Rebecca. But when I see people's faces, I'm like, listen, in 5 minutes you're gonna be like, my painting doesn't look like her painting. But my painting wasn't done in 5 minutes either. Like, there is a process. Like, we always say to trust the process, because I'll get you there. You'll walk out of here with the painting that, or, you know, when you're done, that you love and you want to hang on your wall. With every painting, your toolbox is more full of painting techniques. So you'll be able to, as you go, eventually what happens is you'll be able to look at one of my paintings and you'll know how I made it. You're going to be able to create it yourself without watching the tutorial. I hear that all the time. Hi, Rebecca. All the time.
Yes. I do have a couple questions when you get a little break there.
Sure. Trisha just wrote me today, and I love to read it. And it was such an amazing email, and it made me tear up. And these are the things that like make me love what I do so much. And so this will make total sense to you. And I hope she doesn't mind. She's probably on. Oh my. These are.
Trish, you said Trish?
Yeah. Hold on one second. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Okay. There's me writing her back. Oh my gosh. You know how your emails like put all the emails in one string?
Yeah.
It's not letting me see the other one. Oh, here it is. She's selling something. She wanted a price, and she said, "I'm so thankful for the painting techniques I've learned from you. Now that I now feel I can do things like change some of the colors and not always have to watch videos, because you have taught so well that I'm able to see how to build the layers. Paintings have been such a great stress reliever for me. Thank you so much for your caring heart. I pray the Lord will continue to bless you and keep bringing you much success." And so I love to hear that so much. And I tell everybody like that we work with that you will be able to build paintings on your own. You'll be able to look and see. All of my girls that teach here, all of our ladies, they don't practice a painting before they teach in class. They can look at it and they know within months of working with me, because I teach them how to build the painting. So I want to tell you, like, you can learn it. You definitely can. Like, everything's a simple step, easy to follow. Just pause and rewind, and you can do that on Facebook too, on the bottom left hand side of the screen. Go ahead, Rebecca. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. This is KCKHQ. I'm just a little side part here. When you pull across, do you barely touch the canvas in the beginning, then lift off? That's
Yes.
from Lynn.
Yes, Lynn, that's correct. Barely touch the canvas. Barely. I was going to grab another brush.
Okay. And
Yes.
then Michelle asked, do we add black paint under the pumpkin and fade into the green?
So if you took this up too far, if you went really bright past halfway, you're going to want to wash out your brush, grab black, start here, and take your pressure off as you come down to dull it. This is going to be a shadow. Do you see all of this down here? We have to put all that in. It needs to be black behind there. You need the shadow behind there. No light would come in there. You wouldn't be able to see any color in there. So that's why you have to have black underneath this pumpkin, black underneath here, a little bit of a shadow underneath these, you know, the sunflowers, and black right in through here, okay?
Okay. Do you seal the paintings when you're done?
Well, I have. So we seal wood pieces. We have, we keep that Kamar varnish in here. And we seal them if they're going to go into the window for a long time, or if they're going to be in bright light for a long time. Generally I don't though, but we also have probably 600 or 700 paintings here, so we just, you know, we don't seal them all. But if you're going to have it in a bathroom, if you're going to have it in a window, if you're going to have it somewhere where the light's streaming in, I would seal it. And I can get that varnish to show you really quick if you want me to grab it. It's right behind the counter over here. Give me a second.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. That's what's nice about being, although I have this in my home studio too. But this is what we use. Krylon Kamar varnish. You can get this on Amazon. They have this. This keeps your color, like this is really nice. It holds your color. I've never had anything fade. You just go about 12 inches back, lightly spray it and seal it. We do that with our wood signs and all of our wood pieces. Like we have these trays as well that we put, you know, a painting on, and we seal them really well so you can actually carry something on it. Well, I grabbed my favorite glitter as well, so in case you want to put some glitter on there, this is my favorite glitter. Sells out every year, so get it fast. Like it's sold out every year. I say that right before I get my stock of it. I ordered everything else for the fall, but not that. Yeah. Did you have any other questions?
Somebody, so someone said, it's more of a comment. I think she hit her comment, so I don't want to say her name, but she said, I hate when you get in that ugly phase of the painting. That's when I want to give up. Do you have any advice for that?
Yeah, that's when you really have to trust your gut, trust the process. Like, just really, you know, we've heard that a lot. That's not, like, for new painters, that's not unusual at all. And I actually just said this to the membership last week. I said, every once in a while I'm creating something. I like to teach myself stuff all the time. Like, I really do. I like to really try different things. And sometimes I have to trust myself, you know? And so you really just have to keep going, because you know you can change it, you know, later on anyways. But if you're learning a new technique, just follow through with it. And like we have a lady that comes here, she's a school teacher, and she really had a hard time like just letting go and trusting the process. And then after a couple paintings, she was like so relaxed painting, and she was like, I said, what's the difference now? Like, you are relaxed, like you're just, you know? And she goes, I just know I'm gonna leave here with a great painting. I did both other times, so I'm just gonna relax from here on out. So just, you know, just try to just work your way through it. Put on some music that you love, and I do that, and just, you know, throw yourself into the painting. And if you're done and you don't like it, change it, because you definitely can. Here's another thing. You have a complete different perspective of a painting from being here when you're painting it, because I have to be close because I'm a little blind. And I think clip that in so it's popping up. And standing up 5 or 6 feet away and seeing how it would look on a wall. So you really need to do that. But an easier way to do that is to just look at it through your phone camera, and then you'll know what it's going to look like on a wall. Because if your eye's drawn to something like I talked about in the background, you have a big splotch of white back there and your eye's drawn to it, you need to fix it. I never call a painting done until I actually look at it through my phone camera, because there's always like a hair or something I want to change, you know. I'm rambling. Do you have any other questions, Rebecca? I hope that helps.
You're fine. Would it be difficult to add an initial to the white pumpkin?
An initial, like carve an initial in there?
Yeah, that's from Susan Brayton, yeah.
Hi Susan, how are you, my friend? I can't wait to meet you in September. She's flying in for the members weekend too. So in the white pumpkin, if you're gonna carve an initial in there, what you would do is you would paint it, you know, when we get to it, we're gonna paint it. And you would use like a charcoal gray first for that color. Actually, I would mix probably brown and black first and put it in with darker color first, and then you would go and highlight it, and that would make it look carved. Because we've done a lot of carvings, like in trees and things like that. Never in a pumpkin though. I like that.
Charlotte asked, since we are painting for several nights, how do you keep the kit paints from drying out?
So the kit paints come in those packets, okay? I'm just gonna grab some. We have a kit packing area over here. You can hold on 1 second. Pick a winner, Rebecca.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm dealing with my dogs here. They're a mess. All right. Let's see. Lynn Dennis. Lynn Dennis is the winner of a $5 Michael's gift card. Congratulations, Lynn. And I have Peggy Ennis Miller for $5 in Casey Cash. And Haley or I will comment the links down for you guys so you can fill out your Google forms. And then we can send you your prizes.
I'm getting my
If you
steps
hear me.
in.
If not, I will have Casey repeat it.
Sorry, yeah, I was like running. Not running, but you know.
You're fine.
Okay, so when you order kits, our kits are on this, and if you are a member, by the way, make sure you use your code so you save on your kits as well. So don't forget about that. But all of our kits are on the app. We probably have, I don't even know, 300 or 400 kits on there, different paintings on there. But what happens is you're gonna get your paint in these packets. They're like big ketchup packets, all right? So what you wanna do is snip the corner, don't rip it like a ketchup packet, because I used to make that mistake, right, Rebecca?
That's right.
It's a holy mess if you do that. I was like, oh, these are the bestiest thing ever. And she was like, why would you do that? So what you do is you snip it, just put a little on your plate, okay? So don't pour the whole thing out. Put a little on your plate. If you did pour the whole thing out, I'm gonna tell you how to save it too. And then you just fold it over and put a piece of tape on there. It stays, like it's totally fine. You can have this for a very long time. Also, you could, our paints, we get creative inspirations in big jugs. Lucas paints to come in bottles like this. Creative inspirations come in big jugs. I'll take them home in these. So you can get any size of these. You can get them half an ounce, 1 ounce. This is a 2 ounce. And you could squirt them in those. But if you have all your paint on your plate and you want to save it and you can't scrape it into anything, get a freezer bag and Ziploc it. I've painted a week later, like I had to walk away from something, I couldn't get back to it, but I saved the plate of paint and I was able to paint with it. So you can do that also to save it. It'll be good all week. As long as it's not a teeny tiny amount, then it would dry up.
I gotcha.
You got me?
I do. Let's see.
We went to small round containers, but they wouldn't hold, like some people don't paint their kits for a while. We needed the paints to stay fresh, so we went back to these. They take more time, they cost more in labor, but they hold better, over time.
Before you end the live, will you show what you have done so far in your painting so everybody can see what they need to do?
Yes.
Now, Barbara's country treasure. She said, make sure you guys spray outside. I like that crayon stuff, which is
yes, it gives me a migraine. Always spray outside. Yeah.
Yeah, and she said I always stand across the street to make mine look better.
Haley, which most of you know that in the membership, Haley. She'll go stand 30 feet away, and I'm like, how can you even see it that far away? She does. She goes. Yeah, she goes like clear across the whole studio. But this is where we are. So I had a little bit more. Oh, the highlights are close. It's pretty similar. Like I said, I don't look at it while I'm painting it, but it always ends up really similar. So I can put that up there. But to review, Miss Eliza, she's going to do a prize wheel every other day. So make sure you share this live. Even if you're on the replay, share it and we'll enter you into that. You can enter 1 time a day. Just put in the comments, just put the word shared. Okay, I made a thing. There it is. I was prepared for it, Rebecca.
Thank everyone. No, you're good. I just want to thank everyone for the shares because I've seen a lot of shares across the screen.
Oh, I love that.
we love that, Casey loves to paint and she loves sharing it with everyone. So,
Thank you so much. I do. Thank you. I have to say, like, my favorite thing, and I put this in an email to our subscribers, my favorite thing is to show people they can do it. And if you have one more minute, I'll tell you how this started. So I went to school for the arts many, many years ago. I'm in my 50s, so many years ago. I don't like to say I'm in my 50s, but I am. And so I'm hiding again this birthday. But anyway, I went to school for the arts, but I didn't do anything with it. I had another business. And then my son was battling an illness, like a life-threatening illness, for a very long time. It was like a 4-year ordeal. And they didn't know how he was alive. Like, it was very, very bad. And about the 3rd year into it, I said to my friend, like, what am I going to do? Like, we're in the hospital, home health care, he had a PICC line and everything. He had masses all through his spine. He was the 2nd one in the world to have what he had, so they didn't know for 2.5 years. And so she's like, why don't you start like painting or drawing again to relieve some stress? Because I was the basket case and just trying to hold it together for him. And I still can barely talk about it without crying. And so I started sketching my friends' children, thanking them for helping us so much. And then when my son, and he's doing well, he just graduated high school, he's going to college, and he just got released, like, what was that, 2 or 3 months ago, Rebecca? No more scans after 12 years. This is amazing. So we're very, very, very blessed. He's metal all through his back, but he's doing well. And so my friend had asked me to come and teach at the Christian Academy, teach her children how to paint. She was the first one that drew her children. She was always helping me. And so I went and I taught these little ones. I loved it so much, I posted on Facebook. And so then all these schools started asking me to come in, like preschools and elementary schools coming in to teach their students how to paint. And then the girls who still work with us to this day, this was just 7.5 years ago, Eliza's mom and some other moms wanted me to teach them how to paint out of my house. And so I started a once a week thing, and within a month we had a wait list of like, it was so many children. I'm like, we didn't know what to do. So I went to a local church that used to have a school, and they didn't have a school anymore, so they had all this space. And I was like, listen, my son was just battling this illness, like, we're on a budget, can you lease me $25, a class for us to have a class here, but leave my stuff here. And then they had a big room, and I was like, can we rent the big room when we have a lot of people? And it was like $100. And we also did a concession stand where all the money went to them, and we tried to raise as much money we could to give to the church. It ended up being very beneficial to the church, but I was so grateful, and I still am to this day, for what they saw we were doing. And so within 2 months, we were teaching 100 people at a time. This is pre-COVID. 50 to 100 people all the time. I can't even tell you. It pictures of it. It just unfolded. And it was like meant to be. And like the joy and the happiness to like see what was happening was crazy. And then we started traveling on the road, and it just exploded. And then we leased another space, which is right up the road from us. And we had a 5-year lease, which after, I think we were there a year or 2, COVID happened. And this building that we're in right now, I'm finishing this up, I promise. We asked the owners were retiring, they're selling the business. They were here for 50 years. And it's this huge building, and it's on the corner of the busiest street in our county. And I was like, can we just lease it to get through the holidays, because we had to be 6 feet apart, and can we paint here, we'll leave the ceramics at the other place, because we have ceramics also. And they said sure, and we leased it. My husband, he's sitting over there, he says, we're walking through the building, and he's like, you're gonna wanna buy this building. And I was like, I will live out of my car. We will live out of the car if I buy this building. I remember saying, I was like, what are you talking about? I actually got a little mad at him. I'm like, listen, let's just get through the holidays, because we needed somewhere, because that's a panic time. You need to pivot, like when things change. And we pivoted. We started doing kits, and it was just crazy with the shutdown. But anyways, before you know it, we were buying the building in a short period of time, and people kept coming. And I think why is because people see we love it, and we love having them around. We bring them joy, they bring us joy. And the same thing happened online. I would have never thought, when we decided to create an online membership, we saw there was a need for it when everybody was stuck at home. So we were packing kits for people to drive up and get. But also we felt there was a need for it at home as well. Like I can't tell you how many people have come here and told us we've pulled them out of depression, or they lost a child or a spouse or something like that, and they've driven all the way here from really far away to tell us that. And this whole thing has become, so special. I can't tell you, I'm gonna cry. And our membership, we have this membership, there's about a little over 550 people in there, and mainly women, and they are our friends and family. Like, we love them, and they couldn't be kinder. And so what happened in the studio with creating this beautiful like painting family here, we still have the same people that came to us like 7.5 years ago today, as well as new people.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then also online. So that's our story, and it all came. My son had his exit interview for high school. His teachers told me that he said this, and they were like, was there anything good that came out of all of that? And he said, yeah, like, this was made for the community. I'm gonna cry. So
it's true though, it's true. Definitely community needs something like this, you know?
Yeah. We have a special needs program that we do for free, that they come in, they paint, we have a DJ, we eat dinner, like, we do things like that. Veterans we have in as well. We work with all the surrounding schools, we work with the IUs, it's really something. And so I'm very grateful, very grateful. So we welcome you to join us online. We would love that. Like I said, we're doing that membership drive. You can try it for $19. I'm going to show you this. This is what I told our members that we're going to do. So our membership drive, when we get 200 new members, then we're going to lower. So our original rate is $49 for the entire vault for us to teach every single week with you. And we're looking to get it down. We actually want to lower prices because the economy is very tight, and we know that. We know people are on a fixed income. So I can definitely relate to that. We've been through a lot when my son was sick too, so I totally get it. So, we're offering the $19 for the first month, and hopefully after that we have the rates down from $49 to $29 or $20, and we keep it that way consistently. So if you're thinking about joining us, take a look at it for $19. Don't forget to use the code though, KCKHQ19, okay? So don't forget.
And that gets us access to what exactly?
So that we have almost 500 full tutorials with stencils, supplies, lists, notes. If you teach, you have a license to teach our paintings in your own in-person classes. You can also create any of our designs on anything, wood, canvas, anything to sell at crafts fairs, bazaars, things like that. You want to sell your, you painted a painting, you want to sell your painting, you can do that. So you can do that as well. And so we also have hundreds of bonus tutorials, and we have hundreds and hundreds of technique tutorials. Like I said, we have 1,600 videos in that vault. We add 4 brand new tutorials every single month, and then I also throw in bonuses because I'm always painting. Right, Rebecca? It's a constant thing. Like most months, there's like 8 or 9 paintings, and then you get all the workshops for free that we do. You get a discount on kits also, and brushes and things like that. But you'll be painting things like this. Like, you'll be able to, paint any. Like, we can't even fit all of our fall paintings on one thing, but just to give you an idea. Like, you go here's some of our holiday paintings, and like Thanksgiving, so you can take a look at that. But we have so many to choose from, and I'm not a salesy person whatsoever. So I don't push people to join the membership. We haven't even come live on the public page since like last fall, because I love to just work with the membership so much. But I also feel there's a need to show people that they can do it, because it does relieve stress, and it's good for people to take time for themselves and do something for you, and also to make friends for life also. Like, I'm not kidding about that. Like, we have amazing people that have become our friends and our family. But every once in a while I post the work that they're doing. It's constant, like every day, all day, paintings are getting posted, and we're telling each other how wonderful it is, because they are wonderful. And we also are doing our very first members weekend. It's sold out and closed, but that's in a month. And they're flying in from all over the country. It's so exciting. So we're gonna spend 3 days together. And then we also have a mastermind class as well, because about 50% of our members are business members, and they teach our paintings in their painting classes as well. So we have a mastermind class going on while they're here in the evenings as well. So I teach them on how to build their business. and how we, went from working out of my home to being in a 13,000 square foot studio in a short period of time, and continuing to have our customers come back. And so we do that also. So I think that's it.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm sorry I couldn't make it in today, but I will definitely be there tomorrow.
Yay. We can't wait to see you tomorrow, Miss Rebecca. And then if you have any questions, here's our email, okay? So here's our email. If you need anything, we're here. Haley couldn't be better about customer service also. And then if you need anything, like she'll, if you need me, she gets a hold of me. She'll send me all the questions and we answer them together. So also here's the brush set. So I'll show you, I didn't show you this. So this is the 10 pack of brushes that you'll find on our app. Okay, so remember that's on the app. And then these are the dome bristle brushes. Also, we have those in stock because I ordered 200 extra sets of those initially. So we have some of those on hand. Those are getting few also, but we have another order coming in as well. And I think that's it, right?
I think so.
Here's our code again.
When this week, Casey?
So I'm gonna be on all week from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Today, I know a lot of you are just getting to know us, so we go over a lot of other stuff, and that's why I was talking so fast. But throughout the week, we're just gonna have that hour, and we're gonna put together, you'll be like shocked that you're painting, you're gonna create this painting. You're gonna do it. By the way,
Right, and this replay is gonna be available.
yeah, so you can definitely. And so you know how you have the library also? So what's gonna happen, what we do whenever we do any event is we upload all of the videos into the library so you have them all in one place about a week after the event. So that'll all be in there as well. So Kaylee does that on our back end, and she'll take all the videos after the week and she'll upload them into your library. So then you can just go to the library and you won't have to go back to the Facebook page. Okay?
Love that.
And I thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Miss Haley on the back end, Eliza, Miss Rebecca. Oh, thanks, ladies. Hi, Nancy. Thanks, Eve. Thanks, Linda. Thanks, Jan. How do I get your app? So you just go to, if you have Android or you have an Apple, you just want to go to the App Store and you do a search on KCK, and it's going to come up. You'll see our KC logo, and then you can download it from there, okay? If you're going to join the membership and you're going to purchase something off the app, I'll put the code in the group so you have it, okay? So if you join the membership, ladies, can you put in some links for me? Can you put in our website? So here's our website, kckhq.com, all right? So also, can you put in the app?
Yeah.
Okay. And what else do I want to put in there? There was something else. Can you tag our membership, because we want them to join the, our private membership group. So you'll be invited to join our private membership group once you join the membership. And so they can tag that. If you can do the @ with our membership, that'd be great.
Done.
And then don't forget to share. And thank you. We would love our outreach to go a little further so we can do a great job at lowering the members' rates for everybody. Yeah, that revenue doesn't come to us. It actually just helps even things out when we lower everything for everybody. That's all.
Got it.
Does that make sense? I said it doesn't come to us, so it goes in the corporation,
that sounds good.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, and thanks for everyone that stayed on, and we will see everybody tomorrow night for sure.
No, Shelly, you'll be able to see it later in the evening. Yep, it'll be available. Like this one will be available almost like in 5 minutes. You'll be able to put the replay up. It'll be all processed and ready to go, okay? All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow will be quicker from like 8 to 9, okay? And thank you so much again for joining us. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Bye.